This is week 3, day 1, with the high pull plus 2 low hang snatches. I obviously was not lowering the bar down enough, but I fixed this over time through the next few sessions. The goal is to get as close to the start position as possible without touching the floor. And as you can see here, I'm just barely below the knee, sometimes at the knee with some reps. At this point into the session, everything is looking and feeling good. I felt strong and I'm thinking that this is going to be a big day for me. So I was getting excited, I was feeling amped up, and this is sometimes a downfall for me because then that turns into me rushing and not taking the time to focus on things that help me make heavier sets sometimes. I worked up in powers all the way up to 70 kilos. And then once I got past that, I could not make the reps. Once I had to go below parallel. The obvious cause of my misses at that point was not warming up the full snatches. So once I got to 74, my bottom position was just not ready and I was basically turning to mush. But I decided just to keep trying because the misses felt close and they were silly, and I even went down 1 kilo just to see if that would make a difference. It didn't. I still kept missing really close, either right in front or right behind, just not really getting it to the right position or getting it into position and just not being tight down there. At this point, I was about to just go back down to 70, but then Van came over because he could see that the frustration was just building. And he said something along the lines of, if you knew you were only 3 misses away from a make, what would you do? Or how fast would you do it? How fast would you make the misses? And to this, I basically told him I would just get them out of the way. And this helped me lighten things up in the moment, and then I ended up making the set right after we had that little discussion. Nino is over here listening to me make these little recordings, and he wants to do one for himself too, so I'm gonna let him do one, and you can listen to that while I do the rest of my snatches for this day.
The noises, Parasaurolophus, that's the honky sounds, is the Parasaurolophus, that's a dinosaur, is a dinosaur, that's a Parasaurolophus, is a snide T-Rex, a pterodactyl, those pteranodons fly. Those dinosaurs are very so scary. The dinosaurs go
with hay.
What? What?
What do you see?
It's a dinosaur.
Oh my gosh, you could tell. I wasn't sure you would be able to tell.
This is Mickey.
It is Mickey. What else do you see?
It's Mr. Power.
Mr. Palmer. This is my attempt at a star, but it didn't come out right. And then this was the first go around, which was supposed to be a heart, but it came out pretty rough. But I mean, Mickey came out great, right? And the dinosaur, that was hard, but I tried.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur, yeah. Push. Harder. Harder, baby. Go. Whoa. Going into day 2, I ran out of storage on my phone during my top sets, so I don't have videos, but the session was light hang snatches and then a max triple overhead squat with pauses in the bottom. I worked up to 85 for the day, but they felt pretty tough after all the misses from the day before. My shoulders were feeling it, my wrists were feeling it, but I still consider 85 pretty good for the day. Day 3 is the day I was most excited for. This complex gets me nervous because you really have to dig into the third clean and commit under fatigue. The grip gets really tough and the legs start feeling tired. You have to hold the position in your back, and right after that, you still have to do the jerk. And my jerks were pretty ugly that day. I was running across the platform to save them since I kept pushing too early out of the dip, and it was basically just sending them out in front of me. I did end up with 91 kilos, and I was actually pretty proud of that. Might have even shed a happy tear over it, just because it was such a big step in the right direction for me after my knee injury. So, very happy that day. I did think about trying a 95. I wanted to, but because of the jerks being weird, I really kind of just chickened out that day. So, I wish I would have just tried it, but I didn't. Day 4 rolls around after a rest day. Day 4 is always snatch and clean and jerk waves, and the weight is up to 90%, so nothing crazy, but the amount of reps is what catches up to me here. Unfortunately, on this day, I felt my lower back getting pumped during snatches, and by the time I finished my last set, it hurt to bend over. So clean and jerk was out of the question. I got home, I started to cool down, tightened up even more, and I had to throw out day 5 completely. And instead of lifting, I did an accessory / PT day, but it was supposed to be front squat plus jerk max, so was pretty disappointed about that. Didn't get to do my clean and jerks, didn't get to do the next day, and I pretty much had to just hit the recovery hard for the next week of training, which was going to be just a back off week. So max out week got cut short for me, but that's okay. Got a lot done. Still pretty happy with the results I had. But yeah, that was it. If you got this far, thanks for watching and listening to me talk about my training. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.